And we're back, you guys. So, you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys. And it's not gonna lie. It's mad late, and I have to go do a lot of shit today. So you guys, thank you for tuning into my channel. I know I haven't been posting on here in forever. You guys, I kind of let life get the best of me, but I came back. I'm back, baby. I'm back like that ex that won't let you go. I'm back. I'm in here like booty wear, swimwear, everything else. Okay? So you guys, ouch. I am going to dedicate this whole video to giving you guys two story times, okay? One is when I fell in love with a married man and how I became a housewife. How I was ready to risk it all to live with somebody. But before I do that, you guys, make sure you guys go follow me on my podcast, Real Talk with Drea. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter, same handle, JUSTDRIA__. And if you guys want to follow me on the snaps, it's just Drea96. That's why I get it popping in. That's why y'all get to see me be a little weirdo. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a hint of what's on my Snapchat right now. Y'all see it? It's the natural. But yeah, let's get into it. So you guys, to begin with, you guys, I fell in love with a married man. Okay, it's gonna be first story time. You guys, earlier this year, you guys know, if you watched my video on I Better Act to Myself, I talked about everything that happened and how my family had to go. If you go back to those story times those months ago, you will see that I was in a terribly place. Mentally, emotionally, financially. I met this wonderful man. We're going to call him Tim. And Tim seemed to help me with my PTSD along with the orgasms. And a lot of things. Like, he was there emotionally for me. Just like, I don't want y'all to think it was just sex, because it wasn't just sex. It was just like emotional support. It wasn't really financial support, but just like advice and a lot of stuff. And we kind of like the same things. It wasn't about I want to say, at the time, y'all, I was like, you know what? I love you. Like, I could see myself loving you. I think it was like 3 months in, and I like, damn, shorty, was it really love? Yes, because love never changes. It was just everything like that I had manifested, and I had chosen to love him at that point in time. But I didn't tell him until like a month later. It wasn't until I didn't tell him, like, because it's like, you guys, like, I had been manifesting some things. I was like, I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna love me, I want this. And he just felt like a manifestation come true. So for me, I was like, I love this man and I'm going to love him. And mind you, we had talked about like a lot of stuff, and in talking about a lot of stuff, it just kind of got to the point where we was talking, and I was just like, before we played a game, I said, you know what, I love you. And he was like, aw. And I was like, you don't have to love me back yet, but I just want to let you know that you're this, that, and the third. This is why I love you, or you're a manifestation. But I'm just giving him all the reasons why I love him. And mind you, we ended up playing Mentally Stimulate Me. Shout out to Derek Grace. Not Derek Grace, but Derek Jackson. And in the middle of playing it, it was a question about like a marriage. We're high, we're fucked up, we're living our best life and shit. The next thing you know, I get a fucking, oh yeah, cause my current wife right now. I was like, me? He was like, nah, I choose such and such. I was like, right? Right? So I was like, pause, hold up, let me get into it now, because I want to make sure that I heard this properly and correct come out of this man's mouth. And he was like, oh, you look so distraught, right? And in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, I don't look so distraught right now. I look like I'm supposed to be looking in confusion, because we done talked about my ex-husbands. We done talked about past relationships. And one would think that marriage would come up in this conversation. After that, like, it kind of ruined game night. So we kind of went home after we did some things. Because, the liquor had done kicked in and we had angry sex. I know I'm not shit. Oh well. So moving forward, it was like a couple of weeks that had went by, and I wasn't really talking to him like I was before, because you just told me that you was married, and it was just like, not only did you tell me you was married, but now you have an issue with seeing me, and we have issues communicating, and now we have a shitload of stuff, and it's like the person that I thought that I was in love with was just one side of you, but it's like, this is who you really are. Like, this is the side that you don't want to show nobody. And at the end of the day, it's like, you should have told me that you was married. Like, you should have told me this, and like, you need to acknowledge the fact that we're not communicating like we used to. And at the end of the day, if we're not communicating like we used to, then it's going to be problematic, because we used to communicate every day, and you used to have more shit to worry about than what you have now going on. And I was like, it's because of the whole marriage thing. And it's just like, you put yourself in this position, and I ended up like going away, coming back, going away, coming back. It was just like we kept on being on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. And every time I got with him, I would bring up the fact that like, hey, you're married. And oh yeah, let's not forget that. After I found out he was married, because I wanted to see if he was sleeping with other people, I saw one of my homegirls or one of my associates who I knew was down to fuck to go see if he was for the streets. Turns out this man was for the fucking streets, okay? And he thought it was me, and he started ignoring me. First I sent her after him, right? And he was like, this is what he told me. He was like, oh, that was you. I was like, it wasn't me. And he was like, oh yeah, I said, me and my bitches, we all talk the same, boo, period. And then I was just like, oh, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, this that bullshit. And I said da-da-da because I don't want to give out all the details. I feel like this is story time, but I can't give all the tea out. You feel me? Ship. So, basically he was ignoring me, but he was texting Shorty. And before he even knew it was Shorty, like, he was just texting her at all fucking day. And then when I texted him, I was like, hey, dude, sent me the voicemail and kept on texting her. And she's telling me what he's saying. She was sending screenshots and timestamps. And I'm like, wow, that is crazy out here in these streets. How I'm getting ignored and everything else. You're telling me to overlook the fact that you're married, but you're not communicating with me. And I was like, he's for the streets. He's for the streets. So in the back of my mind, so I was like, oh. So I was like, so this ain't you? And he was like, nah, I feel like that was you, and all type of shit. Like, just like trying to deflect and change the topic. I'm like, nah. So this ain't you texting her. And I said, that don't make no sense, because if you thought it was me, how come you ain't text me if you a no nonsense type of motherfucker? And he was like, yeah, whatever. And then he ended up texting her again. You feel me? But mind you, he was like, oh, your homegirl wanna hunch me. Your homegirl wanna hunch me. But mind you, after the conversation, he went back to her. And I was like, interesting. And so, she kind of showed me. And mind you, he was like, you don't seem like you mad. And I was like, because you for the streets. You for the streets, boo. And then I like kind of left. And then I forgot that whole conversation. Like, I really did. I totally forgot that whole conversation. And the whole breakup, and then I ended up talking to this dude. But that's gonna be another story time, part 2. Okay, so the other story time I'm gonna tell you after this one. And then after we like just stopped talking, I was like, this that bullshit. And I was like, let me just go back to what I know, because I'd rather go back to what I know than what I not. We kind of started talking again, but the communication was off. And we had a conversation, like 2 big arguments two arguments that he started about conversations. I said, hey, I really feel like we're not communicating or whatever. Like, I know we're not going to be doing this from now on, but I really do miss the friendship, this, that, and the third. Communication. I'm always starting an argument. I can't never find peace. I can't never do this. I have a like understanding and stuff like that. Boom. So I was like, maybe I just need to come at this totally different. So I was like, what I feel, and this is not starting an argument. It's just saying, boom, another argument. And I was like, what, I can't do this. And he was like, oh, everybody leaves me. Everybody leaves me. And I was like, everybody leaves you, or do you push people away? In my mind, but I didn't say it out loud because I was like, what? I'm not going to kick you while you down, boo. Because I'm a good thing. I'm a good thing. I ain't gonna lie, I cry like a motherfucking baby. I just got over it today. Honestly and truly, like, I had to, honestly and truly, like, y'all, I really had to, watch my old videos, and I was just like, my old YouTube videos, I was like, I done been through too much shit to be letting a nigga just come up in my face and tell me some shit. It kind of reminded me when I was talking to this dude. We're gonna call him Kevin, and Kevin was a Leo, and this Leo would talk to me every fucking day of the motherfucking week. I would be at Kevin's house 25/8, and then all of a sudden it was a change of heart. And I was like, not only was it a change of heart, but Kevin told me that, Kevin really started dancing in front of other bitches in front of my face. Like, I'm nobody's secret, boo. Like, in private, you DJ for me, because Kevin was a DJ. Okay? Kevin was a little DJ. Not a little DJ, but like, he wasn't as big as he possibly could be. Kevin was a DJ. And not only was Kevin a DJ, Kevin would DJ for me in private. Kevin would call my phone. Kevin would be talking to me 25/8 in private. But then when we got out in public, Kevin would act single. Kevin would be like, oh, we didn't come here together, right? Cool. Kevin would dance on another bitch in front of my fucking face. But then would question me about other niggas coming to me in my face in the club. I remember when Kevin saw an artist, this rapper who I wanted to interview at one point in time, coming to me. It was like, oh, we go do stuff for them. I was like, yeah, I'm laughing, I'm giggling and stuff, because I know this interview gonna be lit. Kevin looked at me and started dancing on a girl harder. I was like, Kevin, this is not Get Back, okay? Because if we was playing Get Back, boo, Get Back, boo, it'll be whatever. So I remember crying over Kevin. I was like, Kevin, I liked you. It wasn't even a love for Kevin. It was a like. I was like, Kevin, I like you, and you gonna do this to me? Like, you ain't, like, I ain't dissing on Kevin, you feel me? Because I understand times is hard out here in these streets. But Kevin really tried it. So, I'm sitting there, I'm trying to help Kevin get a better job. I'm trying to help Kevin, get his shit together. I'm just really helping out Kevin. And Kevin just stopped talking to me one day. It's just cut me off completely, and then tried to start little arguments with me like I was the problem. So I was like, you know what, Kevin, I'm not the problem. You are, Kevin. And I was like, I've been a good woman to you, besides the little hiccups in communication that I've had before, but I'm a good woman to you. Like, I try my best. And then so one day we was arguing, and I went to the bar and try to get under Kevin, and it's a DJ. He's on the air. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was talking to me. He tried to get some coochie about me. It did not work, and he tried to down talk Kevin. So I still like Kevin, and I still give a fuck about Kevin. And since Kevin worked underneath him, I was like, Kevin, look, XYZ said blah 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 about you, and how you be begging him and da 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 da. Just everything that he said. He was like, how you get this information out of him? I said, well, I went to the bar. Because I ain't never lied to Kevin. Like, same way I ain't never lied to Tim. I was like, look, I went to the bar. I wanted to get a drink, and he saw me there. And I was just like, I kind of told him, like, man, you wasn't talking. And he was like, oh, no wonder why he ain't been here. And I was like, nah, you lying. And then so I ain't tell Kevin that I knew he was with somebody else because the DJ had texted Kevin, and he was like, "Yeah, man, he a dog ass nigga. You don't need to be with that." And I was like, "You right. You right." I was like, "You right. You so right. I don't need to be with that. I shouldn't be with it." And so y'all, we ended up getting sushi, drinks, going out, having a really good time. And then afterwards, like, we just kind of left. And I didn't give him none. Like, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just go home. Kevin got mad at me like, oh, how could you go tell him this and how could you go tell him that? I'm like, so you getting mad at me, but you the one that got hoes out here in these streets. So I said, Kevin, I said, am I the only person you talking to? Kevin was like, yeah, you the only person I'm talking to. I be busy working. I don't got time to be sitting here doing that. Is that still Kevin? Is that so? I almost wanted to say, Kevin, a nigga done showed me where you done told him you was talking to somebody else. Kevin, lie again, Kevin. Lie again, Kevin. I'm out here crying and you over, no, lie again, Kevin. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. What I'm gonna go do is simply get my shit together. So I said, I just want to let you know what he said about you. I said, you don't gotta continue talking to me. You can go whatever you want to do, but it is what it is. And from that point on, I just stopped talking to Kevin. And Kevin, hit me up on some later day shit like, oh, I think we should work it out. We'll do, nigga, don't you have bitches you could be talking to, Mr. DJ? Play with your bitch. Don't play with me. But and then I said Kevin, and then I guess like he had said something because he started slick talking. And I was like, look, I was like, what is it? And he da 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 da. And I said, I heard this and I heard that, right? Because I was hearing like other stuff like how, because Kevin lied, because Kevin kept on lying about like little bullshit. So I was like, Kevin, this is what I heard, and da 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 da. And I said, Kevin, I've been working on Sundays. That's why I haven't been going to karaoke Sundays. But I have been working because I have been working 5 days out of the week. If I'm saying 12-hour shifts and I sleep on my last 2 nights because it's practice. So, he was like, okay, well, did you hear that I was married? Because I'm married. Say less, Kevin. Say less. And I left Kevin at that point. So for me, I was like, I ain't going back and forth when I'm married, man. Like, nah, we ain't finna do that. And to this day, if Kevin wants to reach out to me, I wouldn't even respect him enough as a man because first off, you lied to me. Secondly, like, sir, like, you just got too much going on. And then I realized, like, this whole Tim situation is kind of like Kevin. The only thing is, Kevin didn't get me when I was like emotionally down, but Tim kind of did. And I was like, Tim like to argue like Kevin do, but I know something for that ass. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna cry no more. I'm not gonna go play this game no more. I'm not gonna do none of that. But the situation that brought me back to Tim. Yeah, I just gave y'all 3 story times. It's gonna be 3 story times this video. But the situation that had brought me back to Tim was when I was talking, we're gonna call him Mike. I was talking to Mike, and me and Mike worked together, y'all. Peep that. But me and Mike, we worked together, and me and Mike was like, okay, cool. So Mike was the only one who wasn't trying to sleep with me. So me and Mike became friends. And we went on a couple of dates. After a couple of dates, that's when we did the thing, right? And then Mike was like, oh, you got that wah, wah, wah. I want you to come over, you feel me? And spend the night. So spending the night ended up becoming like 3-4 nights. So Mike was just like, okay, whatever. And mind you, I'm not finna go say everything that Mike had going on. But let's just say Mike was stressing OD. Like Mike was stressing about his ex-girlfriend, like hard, like nigga was hitting shit to get out of whatever he was feeling. And like I remember one night he did that, and I just had like to console him, and he started crying, and I was just like, it's gonna be okay, Mike. Like, You're gonna find somebody that love you. You're gonna find your Prince Charming. You're gonna find your Princess Charming, and I love you and all this other shit. It's gonna be great. Like, you have my support. I'll always be a friend type shit. I did not know that Mike was still talking to his ex-girlfriend, y'all. Mike blocked me the day, because what had happened on, because Mike has 2 kids. So Mike had so Friday night I had left. And Mike had got his kids on the weekend. Mike was like, on Sunday, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna get you. We're gonna go do, we're gonna have the game night that we didn't have before. We'll do whoop, yada, yada, yada. And that's what we're gonna go do. I was like, ooh. He's like, I said, I'm bringing alcohol, I'm bringing this. And no, me and Mike making plans, like playing plans. So, me and Mike sitting there making plans. In the middle of us making plans, Mike sit there and Mike tell me that, Mike sit there and Mike tell me, like, oh, mind you, it's Saturday. Mike was texting me on Saturday. Mike was like a constant texter, like, oh, he's one of them fast texters. So I'll like kind of like give it in my text. So Mike just basically, my eyes closed. I'm getting sleepy. I'm sorry, guys. It's like 12 something, and I have to go log on my computer and go do some things because I can't go to work. Because apparently I have like a slight fever and some shit like that. But basically or whatever, Mike blocked me. And I had snacks over there and clothes. And these were all Mike's ideas for me to do. So I had literally like practically lived over there for like 4 days, and he was talking about me spending another 4 or 5 days at his house, meaning that like he practically wanted me to move in or was insinuating moving in. Like the vibes that he was giving off was very much so get your shit, let's move in together type shit. And I was like, I wasn't gonna do it, but that's the conversation I wanted to have him on Sunday. He did not see me until that Monday coming up when we had to work. Well, and he literally said, oh, I need to talk to you outside. And I said, oh, you need to talk to me outside now. But mind you, he was ignoring me when he first saw me when I had came in. And I was just like, fuck it, It wasn't until he like seemed like other people like gravitating towards me that he wanted to speak to me. And I found it so hilarious how you could want to gravitate towards me in this type of energy right now. Because to me, it's bullshit. Like, how in the fuck do you come up out of here? And I was so mad. I was just like, I was pissed the fuck off. I was like, how dare you think you're going to come up in here and you think you're going to do all of this right here? And no. I said, I just want my snacks. And basically, I guess you can say I was lying to myself about how bad my feelings was hurt, because I like kind of I guess you can say like I had a lot of personal growth and development over the years, where it's like I wasn't cursing niggas out no more. I wasn't, going tit for tat with people no more. It's just like I felt like I had grown and matured, so I thought that I had a maturing relationship. And I guess it's like trial and error, And so it was just like trial and error. And I guess you can say like when it came down to it, he got up and he left. And he only wanted to talk to me. He seen that other people wanted to talk to me. Like, he even stopped texting me. And mind you, I get it because you're in a relationship or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just like, we were friends first before we were doing any of that. And if we were cool, something should have said, hey, let me go tell her, like, I'm thinking about getting back with my ex. It was the lack of communication for me. And I think I found the answer to my problem and why I get so mad and get so hurt. But I'm going to say it after this story time. So basically, it's just like, he doesn't speak to me. Like, I'm cordial because we work together at the end of the day. And I'm mature to the point where we don't have to be together for me to be buddy buddy with you. Like if we have like it is what it is. So I'm cordial. And now like he does like little things to get my attention. Like if I'm working, like he'll be like, "You need some help, you need some help, you need some help." I'd be like, "Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face," I know that sounds so terrible. But I'd be like, "Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, like nah, like this ain't it." And for me it's the whole, just like you just want to talk to me and interact with me when you see other people interact with me like I'm your property or like I'm somebody that you can go sit there and claim. Like you didn't want to be with me at the end of the day. And I'm not mad at you to want to be with me, but other people find me attractive and other people find me interesting, and you cannot get mad at people for finding me interesting or attractive. But you cannot come in and out when you feel like it is. So yeah, that's just what it is. And after that I was just like, don't touch me no more. Don't come in my face no more, because I will mace you and I will tase you. I've been waiting. I've been looking for an excuse to send 1,000 votes to somebody body. Like I literally bought a new one because my other one got watered out like terribly. It was just like got water damage, and I had to buy a new one for 1,000 votes. I was like, this shit is gonna be litty. But yeah, so I've been looking for an excuse. Baby, please come to my face, baby. But yeah, you guys, I found out what my biggest issue is. I found out that I value communication. And I'm talking about proper communication, like of understanding and listening, of being able to tell harsh truths, of being able to say like this bothers me and I don't like it type shit. Not no, I ain't gonna communicate only when it's no, not that. I have found the issue to my problem. And it's not what others do is not a reflection of me or the valuable type of woman that I am. And here's the lesson in it all. It does not matter what you do or how well you are, how good or how good you are to a person. If a person does not want to do right by you, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. I know it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. If a person is not communicating with you, it's because of them, not you. At the end of the day, a person has their own fears and their own biases, and they live their own entire world. If they cannot love you and respect you for who you are as a person, they don't need to be in your space. Period. Especially if they stop aligning with the things where they show you that they're not who they say they were. Because trust me, it's a lot better and easier to live your best life out there in them streets, as long as you're not sitting out there crying and tearing up over niggas who ain't no good for you. And this vice versa for women and men, who if they ain't for you, they just ain't for you, and that's just on period. Anyways, y'all, good night. It's bad late. Get some rest shit tomorrow, because I'm not gonna cancel my shit for tomorrow. Not again, not again, not again, not again, not again, because I gotta get this money during quarantine. 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 Good night, y'all.